stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
of people look at us as robots or just out doing a job, but everything we see and do affects us just like it does everybody else.
A lot of problems with first responders and veterans is that now we're in a battlefield that's very different.
I've lost more friends to suicide than I did in combat, and it really hurts.
When you push the human envelope to those maximum extents, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then you pull that plug, nothing prepares you for the silence. Nothing prepares you for that void.
You can't come that close to death without it having some effect on you.
I'll never forget my wife telling me, you know, you're not the same Brett that I married.
What War Horses does is it puts you in that environment to, in essence, look in the mirror. But that mirror's that horse. And that horse is going to tell you where you're at.
You got to relax. You got to calm down. You got to slow your mind down and just think about this one thing, controlling that horse.
The first thing we do before we get on a horse, we breathe. Let go of everything. Let go of everything in your head. If I don't let go of everything, I cannot be present with the horse.
It's magic. I just started crying. It was the first time in my life that I literally let everything go.
Compassion, generosity, love, all of these things trickle back into what it is to be a human being.
It's completely changed me.
All the confidence I had lost has started coming back working with these horses. They've given me my life back.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Deconflicted and all that. So tonight with me, I have, if you guys know what's been going on, let me catch you up. Y'all knew what happened with me. Every podcast, I had promised the audience that I would give an update on what was happening with the Mike Dickinson Memorial and the First Special Forces Command. Well, I'm gonna get it from the source, and we're gonna discuss it. So with me right now is Glorygrace Dickinson. How you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, kind of. I'm on my hands, my palms are sweating. I'm trying to be delicate with this. Real quick, tell us about yourself.
So as he introduced myself, I am Michael Anthony Dickinson's widow. I'm also a mother of 5. I now live in San Antonio, Texas, and after my husband passed away, I chose to switch careers and serve the military in physical therapy. So I'm actually a physical therapist assistant here at Fort Sam. I started at Fort Bragg prior to moving to San Antonio. But I love what I do. I love giving back and serving those who have served unselfishly for us.
Right. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Now, so tell us about you and Mike. How did you two meet, and what's the tell us how the magic happened.
Oh, so we actually met through mutual friends, and his friends were PSYOPs, whereas I was just their friend. And I used to hang out a lot with his friends, were my friends as well. And little by little, he kept asking, like, who is that? Who is that person? And eventually, we just started talking. I actually became his personal trainer because I used to be a personal trainer as well. And then that's how we started, through meeting through mutual friends.
About what time can you give us an estimation about how long ago was that? I mean, what was the? Because go ahead.
We met in 2003.
Okay. Yes, I knew Mike. Me and him were assigned in the same company, in Alpha Company, 9th Psi Battalion, and so, and man, Mike was the. If you didn't know Mike, you all know Mike.
Yeah.
If he was bigger than life, I will say that this is also kind of like a personal homage to him too, because he's a great guy, motivating, just an outstanding NCO. So tell us about. You said you did some volunteer work with the unit as well, or with the organization, or was that with MWR?
The volunteer work that I do is for Wear Blue, Run to Remember.
Okay.
So right now here in the San Antonio community, I'm the chapter president of Wear Blue, Run to Remember. And what we do is we honor the service and the sacrifice of our American military service members. So every Saturday we gather and we run. So through purposeful steps, we honor our fallen, whether it's walking, running, hiking. So whatever level it is, we do host a circle of remembrance. We call out the names every Saturday of our new service members for that particular weekend. And then we call out the names of whomever we run for as well. I actually started at Fort Bragg. I joined their community there. While I was joining their community there, I was also the president of the Fayetteville Running Club in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then once I moved to here to San Antonio, I took the lead here in 2020, actually, of the Wear Blue, Run to Remember community here.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it's like to move. I know you were just telling me about moving. It's a pain. Are you settled in yet still, or are you still unpacking?
Still unpacking. I just closed on Tuesday, actually, downsizing.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats. Awesome.
Yeah. Empty nester, so that's it.
That's right. Oh, that's right. You have a little one starting school, right? Or not a little one anymore.
Yeah, she started college.
Oh my gosh. I got a picture up of Mike and whoo, man. I remember. He always, I mean, come on, that's empty. Being an empty nester kind of is like, because I have an oldest too that moved out.
Yeah.
She's almost, and then I have a preteen and 2 daughters. So all I got left is my son. But yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get down to the to the point of this. You were aware that there was going to be a rebuilding of a memorial at 1st Special Forces Command. How did you find out about that?
I found out via social media, actually via Instagram. And then once I saw that particular post, I commented on that post, is this true? I thought it was just a joke. And then that's when they said, no, it's true.
Did anybody from the command reach out to you at all about this?
Not then, not at all. It wasn't until Friday when I actually specified that I appreciate all of the apologies that I was getting from the actual psychological operations command, but I told them that I felt that the apology needed to come strictly from 1st Special Forces Command, being that they're the ones who started this whole entire process and failed to realize or acknowledge that there was already a memorial in that particular area that they were planning to build their wall. So for me personally, prior to making all those plans, as his widow or even his mother should have been informed as to, hey, we want to relocate. If that was the initial intent, we want to relocate, we're going to rededicate, and in this place, this is what we're going to do. However, that's not what happened.
So the initial message that came out was from the Command Sergeant Major of 1st Special Forces Command asking for input, and I sent you that email. And at any time, did anybody aside from the PSYOP command, did anybody from 1st Special Forces Command give you the same email saying, "Hey, here's what we're doing" at all?
No.
After now you saw the email that I replied with to the entire command as well, right? I mean,
correct.
I saw that, and that kind of set me off. Did anybody from that point from 1st Special Forces Command reach out to you after I sent you that email, after I blasted out the command?
No, it wasn't until last Friday, which was, 3 days ago?
Correct.
Which was way over a week after everybody found out the emails were sent out. Actually, it was almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That I received a letter from that 1st Special Forces Command Sergeant Major. But again, it wasn't until after I stated that the apology needed to come from them, not from anybody within PSYOP, because the whole plan didn't come from psychological operations.
Correct. It did not.
Correct.
I got the image up of what the proposed. Now, in that letter, in that email, that response from Command Sergeant Major Munter, did you see anybody CC you on that? Was anybody else CC'd? Like, was U.S. Army Special Operations Command? Were they CC'd in this? Were they?
You know what? I did not look into that. Like, I didn't go that far to see. But I could check real quick.
No, let's check together. We could check right now.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, because I didn't look into see. It doesn't seem, no.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It just seems like it's just one, yeah.
Just one email. There's no
email.
CC.
There's no CC. Did anybody at all contact you from USASOC?
No.
Their command?
No. And I did call the command general and left a specific detailed voicemail. And I have yet to hear, and this was last week.
Okay. Do you mind if I, so now the audience is curious to ask what the email, do you mind if I read the email that Sergeant Major Munter said to you? Is it okay if I read it out to the audience?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, because I want to make sure, because this was between you and him. So audience, this is what the Command Sergeant Major of 1st Special Forces Command said. It says, Miss Dickinson, which is wrong, you're Mrs. Dickinson. Thank you for contacting me first. Let me apologize for not communicating the plans regarding the memorial. We're sorry for the confusion, and we know we could have done a better job of informing not only you, but those who serve with Staff Sergeant Dickinson. It was a miscommunication on our part. Our Gold Star families are important to us, and we will always honor and cherish you along with the memory of Staff Sergeant Dickinson. The proposed plans for the Staff Sergeant Dickinson mock-up trainer are to relocate 100 meters south of its current location, improve the trainer, reinstall Staff Sergeant Dickinson's plaque, hold a rededication ceremony. That was always the plan. and we should have informed you from the start. We would be honored to welcome you back for the rededication ceremony, and we will inform you along the way regarding construction timelines. The decision to move Staff Sergeant Dickinson's mock-up was not made with the intent of building a memorial wall. We are moving it to a location that is larger and more suitable for sustained airborne training and provides better trafficability for soldiers conducting training. If in consideration how to utilize our space, the initial thought was to leave it as an open location for units to conduct ceremonies rather than a parking lots currently used by many PSYOP units and 1st Special Forces Command. Over the course of several months, the idea evolved to what it is now. And the current location for the mock-up trainer, we are planning to build a PSYOP Civil Affairs and Special Forces Memorial Wall for all of 1st Special Forces Command. If you would have it would have the names of all those fallen in service to this great nation, including Staff Sergeant Dickinson. We also would like to have you here for that dedication ceremony as well. The goal with this monument is to have a place of reverence and remembrance closer to our location, and it would also serve as a place for future ceremonies, events, and remembrances. We want it to be something PSYOP, Civil Affairs, and Special Forces can be proud of. And a constant reminder that never forget the deeds of the heroic few who gave their lives, not only for their country, but for their fellow soldiers. Again, on behalf of the command, I would like to offer our sincerest apologies for not informing you earlier in the planning process for the memorial. Staff Sergeant Dickinson's sacrifice, your sacrifice, are not forgotten. I will follow up with a phone call shortly. Signed, or very respectfully, Command Sergeant Major Munter. Now, has any of that happened yet? Has anybody called you?
No.
When you were notified, when Mike was killed in action, was the presence of the command at the time with senior officers? Was it with senior leadership? Like, did you have like colonels and? Because I was
no. Mm-mm. So because I was assistant manager at the Green Beret Club, I still remember like it was yesterday. It was a Monday, and we were very slow. But the reason we were very slow is because at 5:10 a.m., everybody knew except me. So nobody could come to the Green Beret during lunch because I wasn't notified yet, and they're not allowed to notify me during work hours.
Correct.
So by the time I got off of work and I got home, there was already people waiting for me, but I didn't realize. I just parked. As soon as I got in the door, the doorbell rang, and it was a E7, in which I could still not recall his name at all because I had never met him, and the reason they chose him was because he didn't know Michael. So they tried to choose somebody that wasn't close to him to notify me, and then a chaplain. And then so as soon as I saw that cross on the chest of the chaplain, and they said, "Can we come in?" I said, "Hold on, I need to send my kids upstairs." And then they asked me to sit down, and I said no. And then that's when they said, "On behalf of the United States Army," and I said, "No, I just don't want to hear it," right? And of course they told me all of this, but from my understanding, even then, this was 2006. The spouse is supposed to be notified with the two people that your fallen hero names. Like one was Sergeant Aaron Katner.
Yep, Mike Katner, yep.
Yeah, so we were very close to him. He was supposed to be there when I was notified. I don't know what happened, and this, again, it's years ago.
Right.
But I just remember that maybe within 10 minutes, because I lived on base, as soon as I was notified, my house was full with a lot of people that just wanted to be there for us. But yeah, it was a very, very tough day. But yeah, we didn't have any officers. It was just more enlisted.
Right. No, I understand. I was. I'm going to tell you a real story about me. I always told I tell this to a lot of friends about me and Mike. Me and Mike were like I said, like I said, it was a great time serving with him. I was in Enoch at the time, and I was coming by the company, Alpha Company, and Mike was in the company at the time, and I was like, hey, hey, bro, what's going on, man? He's like, who are you looking for, man? I'm like, oh, I'm just seeing where the guys are at. It's like, man, he's like, everyone's getting ready to leave. We're getting ready to go back to Iraq. Hey, where you at right now? Are you here? Where are you doing something? I go, no, he's like, I thought you were stationed in Germany. I go, yeah, I am. I'm just here for Enoch. And so he's like, hey, and this is something that I will never forget about Mike ever. He says, hey, when you get back to Bragg, let's go get that beer. Let's go get a beer, bro, and catch up. And I will never, ever, ever forget that. That's my last memory of Mike. Was when he told me that, and it kills me today that I never got to have the beer.
Yeah.
So,
but we could still all have it in his honor.
Of course, you got Glado. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
we had we talked about this before. Mike was very proud of being Mike. And Mike was, and this is to piss him off. People would confuse him for being Puerto Rican. Can you tell us what Mike would say? He said it to everybody. I was there when he said it. What would Mike say when people say, "Hey, are you Puerto Rican?"
He's like, "I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm Blaxican. If you don't know what they look like, this is what they look like."
Exactly. Oh man, that's pretty. He said, he's like, Ramos. How'd you get a name like Ramos? And I'm like, well, because my dad is, I'm half Mexican. He's like, so that's what you look like? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, hey, I'm a Blaxican, and this is what we look like. I lost it. I mean, you cannot fall in love. You cannot fall in love with his personality. You either liked him or you didn't, and generally, he was, that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
So, again, I brought you on here at the beginning of the show. Do you feel that the command has done enough?
No, not necessarily, because after reading your reply, my personal opinion is that if your reply, because it's word for word what you stated on your reply regarding when you ask, is there a plan to relocate? And if so, will there be a rededication? And it seems that had your reply not come the way it did, I probably would not have even heard those words.
Yeah.
And I feel that if the initial intent was to relocate it, why wasn't I or his mother notified? Instead, all the other plans came through via email to everybody requesting for suggestions as to what names, and it had a whole list of things that they were requesting for that wall. But why did that happen, and why wasn't an email sent prior to that stating, we're going to relocate this memorial to 100 meters to the left, or wherever he stated, right?
Right.
Why didn't he state it first? Why didn't anybody have any knowledge to include the PSYOP regiment about this relocation?
Right. I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask about what, because this right now.
And that's
go ahead.
Me, right? Like,
yeah.
and that's exactly what I said, right?
Yeah.
It's just me saying, like, if this was in fact true, why did this come after your reply?
Right.
Because it's just almost word for word. Had we been notified, which we weren't, was there going to be a relocation, and was there going to be a rededication?
Right. That's why I didn't mention anything about the PSYOP organization, because there's word right now that the entire PSYOP regiment is not allowed to speak about it.
And I understand. And like I said, they have offered many apologies to me, and I appreciate it because I know how much they cared for him.
Right.
The past, the present, and even the future. But my thing is, it shouldn't come from them. The mistake didn't come from them. The
Correct.
plans were not initiated by them.
Correct. No,
that's why I'm very adamant. And until I see legitimate paperwork stating this is what's going to in fact happen, then I would continue fighting it, because I don't want to see a wall being built prior to his memorial being relocated. Because who is to say, okay, this memorial wall is going to be built? There's no guarantee that his memorial will be relocated and or dedicated.
That's that you've got to bring up a good point. There's nothing. In other words, there was big plans for the memorial wall for First SFC, but there was nothing saying on digits saying that there was going to be a relocation and rededication for Mike.
Correct. There was not really big plans. There was a whole number, everything set up. Every single detail was already in place for the wall and the location.
Correct.
There's absolutely very little detail, if none, to where this, other than 100 feet from where it's at.
Right. And what's funny is that, when I was saying what's not funny, it's the irony is that the location of where they're talking about is where everybody knows on Fort Bragg. As a matter of fact, everybody knows on Fort Bragg when you say, hey, where's the jump going to be? Where's sustainment going to be? Where's pre-jump going to be at? Everybody on Fort Bragg knows that the Dickinson mock-up is the Dickinson mock-up. And every time, because Mike Dickinson was also a jump master, that every time you exited the mock-up, you saw Mike Dickinson's name. And even when I was back there, I would have soldiers ask me about, hey, you knew Mike, First Sergeant, what was he like? And then it would keep, like you said, it would keep his memory alive. It would keep his name, still be spoken. The command at this time, nobody from U.S. Wait, real quick. Let me ask you this. Mike's mom. How? I mean, Mike's mom wasn't even told. How is she taking this? Vicky.
Not only is she taking it hard, but initially when she received the call and they told her how it was a lie, it's going to be relocated, and whoever called her informed her that my sources were not accurate. So when she texted us in a group text, I immediately text back. I was like, no, Mom, that's a lie. Let me contact you. And I called her and I said, Mom. And then that's when I went over all the details and I specified everything, which I had already, but it just kind of threw her off when she got the call. And I said, no, Mom, they're lying to you. And this is what's going on. And I explained it detail word for word. And she's like, you know what, baby girl? You go ahead and fight. And I said, I'm going to fight. Don't worry about it. Okay. That was her only son and the baby at that.
Right.
So,
now,
yeah.
So not to mention the fact that, so who told her that it was a lie? Who were the ones that, was it First Special Forces Command or USASOC that said that your sources were incorrect?
No. So sadly, it was our 9th battalion command. Hold on. I can't recall exactly what she texted, but it came from 9th battalion. But the problem is not that the person that called her told her it was a lie. The problem is that the person that called her believed that my sources were not correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're not stating facts.
Okay.
So I just personally feel that they were just trying to calm her down and stuff like that, which is understandable. But I go by facts, and I'd rather you tell me the whole truth and how it is, and then we go from there.
Right. No, I hear you. No, because I mean, I was getting it from I was getting it just from the same information the soldiers were getting it. So that's where I mean, basically I was one of your sources anyways about it, but I was receiving the same information that the soldiers were receiving. And it just, everyone is talking about saying that the mother was happy. That's what other sources are saying, that everything, that's why I asked about the command, that everything's good to go. That Mama Dickinson was happy with this, with what happened.
No.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And now I'm finding out that
Mom is only happy because of she was initially happy because of what they had informed her initially, until I told her all the facts afterwards.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, we're not going to stop at all, and this is going to go until, and I'm going to say this again to the audience, and I'm going to repeat this again until the command provides an official public statement, and that's USASOC and 1st Special Forces apologizing to the Dickinson family. I'm not going to stop talking about it. I mean, that just not. I'm just not. It's. Everybody in the comments right now that are saying that, you know, Mike was one of the best of us. He everybody, even to include in the 82nd, knew that the Dickinson mock-up was a staple of our soft history, and I just honestly think, and this is just me, and I'm going to be a little opinionated here. I personally think we caught them with their fucking pants down. And now they're backpedaling, and they're now trying to make it, you know, save face about this.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The thing was that again, I was, and this is from other sources that I've been getting. It's that everyone's is like downplaying the whole situation to make it look like it wasn't a big deal. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? This is if this was a Special Forces soldier, it would be a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's just it's a fallen hero. Regardless, you could be 82nd, PSYOP, Civil Affairs, Special Forces, anything. It's a human life that served our country and gave their life and paid the ultimate sacrifice. So at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter what you did. What matters is you are a hero, period. And it shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out, and you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Glorygrace, you're always welcome to shoot the shit with us. As a matter of fact, again, I didn't know you were in San Antonio, or else we would have linked up we were down there just a couple weeks back, for an event.
Yeah, whenever you guys come back, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, anytime we're in San Antonio, we'll get that beer, and the familia can hang out and toast it at toast it in his honor. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. I know it's a little bit early, but I want to make sure that Glorygrace is taken care of, and she's got a schedule to keep. So with that, we'll be right back. And Glorygrace, thank you so much again for hanging out. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for listening.
Okay, hang on for a second.
You for having me.
Well, we'll hang on for a sec. We're going to talk some more after I put these guys on commercial. So stand by. Okay. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Hang on.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue. I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
I'm pissed. I'm pretty pissed. I got shit with me now. He took a break and came in late. Told to kind of hang out until we were done with the show, or we were done with the interview, so that way he can come on and do his portion. So we're flipping it. Normally we have our guests coming on at 9:00. Well, now we had our guests coming on first, and now we could do the other stuff and shit talk and all that. What's your thoughts, brother?
Well, first off, I appreciate you getting her on the show to educate the public and give some respect. Very kudos to her.
Yeah.
Better at handling tough times than I am. I'll tell you that. But I was listening to that, and I happen to have the wife around, and I almost lost it myself. So fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. That is just so much fucking bullshit.
Right.
I want to march up to DC right now, go to sitcom, and say, what the fuck?
Oh, SOCOM, you mean? Go talk to the SOCOM guys? Yeah.
But everything has to go through the secretary when it comes to memorials.
Right. Well,
they could have fucked up, but it goes all the way up the fucking chain.
Right, dude. It's just my biggest thing is that why. It's all right, Gary. She is a strong woman, man. It just to continue to persevere through all this is just, I cannot. I'm in awe. And still keep her composure. Again, just to recap, Glorygrace Dickinson was on at the beginning of the show and discussed the situation with the building of a memorial wall in place of over Staff Sergeant Michael A. Dickinson's airborne Mako facility, and just telling us some of the things. Here's the thing that pissed me off the most is that, as I was trying to contain myself, is that the organizations, the higher 1st Special Forces Command and U.S. Army Special Operations Command, told a lot of people different stories, and we're hearing it from the Gold Star spouse and the Gold Star mother that's not what happened. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I believe the Gold Star family than I do the command.
I would believe the wife over anything. I'll tell you that now.
Why would she be deceptive about it? This is something that, again, it's just one of those things where so you heard it. The command needs to provide a public apology now. Well, always been a public apology from the command. Actually, both commands. I don't think she's going to be satisfied until 1st Special Forces Command provides that public apology. You know, that's another thing, too, is that most commanders, and I was telling her about it, most commanders, I mean, hell, you had 3 Corps do a Hispanic Heritage Month posting better than fucking this whole shit. It's just like, and so this is hot. This is going to be the hot topic until I get told by Glorygrace Dickinson to stop. That's it. And so
fucking bullshit.
And this is not just U.S. Army WTF Moments is not the only platform that's going to be given as well. There's other organizations and other media groups that are going to talk about this as well. This is not over. This is not over. I've seen some people falling off my my social media friends, unfriends. Yeah. Nah, this is. I'll be honest with you. If you're losing me as a friend, and you're ostracizing me from the psychological operations of regiment just because I'm doing this, then fine. You aren't either my friend or didn't know how I felt about Mike Dickinson or how I feel about the psychological operations of regiment. If you don't like the way I'm doing it, then oh well.
It comes down to ethics and humanity.
Right, dude.
It doesn't come down to your political beliefs or anything like that,
well, if you look, if you look at the
how
comments,
you feel about the military. It's fucking ethics.
Yeah. It's
and
like
respect.
It's like Pat's got a good comment in there too. How many years did it take for them to get their story straight about Corporal Pat Tillman? And now we're finding out that right now that she was notified by somebody that was not on there. See, in our organization, we have what was called blue sheets, and we fill out if anybody's available on there, who do you want to be there in the event something were to happen to you for your family to be notified. And a lot of people think, oh, it's just PSYOP. No, it's that you don't realize that psychological operations, and we've had both psychological operation group commanders on here discuss just how, they deploy along with special operations forces, general purpose forces. They're right there with them. They're right there where the commander needs them on the battlefield. And they are just as exposed as special forces, Rangers, civil affairs, SEALs, armor, infantry, name it, specifically in the reserve side and the soft side. So we fill this information out. Now, I have some friends that are in the audience right now that I had even a good friend. I had two friends, Aaron and Justin, that were on my blue sheet that said, if anything were to happen to me, I want them to be there with my family to help them out and stuff like that. That's what I wanted. If one was not available, then the other could be reached. So we had that. And Dave Katner, I know who he is. Dave Katner, good dude. And that was probably the same situation. Just hearing little details about how this is happening is pissing me off a bit more because I'm hearing her side of the story. And hey, Jill. I'm getting more mad at the fact that this is fucking, Heather's got a good point too. The life lost in Niger. It's not too much to ask for, really, when you think about it. Is don't be afraid. And this is another thing. I just had a discussion today with a PAO, with a public affairs mentor that I have known for a long time, for years. And we talked about how the Army needs to get used to dealing with bad news, getting in front of that bad news, and handling it. For instance, Sergeant Major of the Army. I went back and forth with him. I always go back and forth with the Sergeant Major of the Army's account on Twitter. Some of it's genuine, some of it's,
take it how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a maneuver warfare conference, and he said, as I was going back and forth, hey, this is a joke about fucking housing and all this other stuff. Well, he tweets back to me, hey, let's go. I'm like, fucking hey. Well, dude, you wait till freaking, I'm thinking in my head, why does he do this one? Like, flight, flights are costing too much damn money to do last. I just can't jump on a flight. I can't just jump on United and say, okay, I'm going to go to a maneuver war conference. Let's go do it. And so he says, let's go. So when a military leader says, especially a senior leader, I don't know, the Sergeant Major of the Army says that stuff, there's got to be some backup. There's got to be some meat to it. Well, it's under the assumption that the individuals and families that were waiting for him at the, to go visit housing, and that's why I said last week that I'm going to start visiting installations and just going through the barracks. And yeah, let's go. All right, well, fucking hey, man, shit. Well, I pointed him in the direction of who he should talk to, and I asked the point of contact. Hey, did he get back with you? Did he get back with you? He didn't. Nor did he do the visit.
Just show him pony.
Yeah. Just a dog and pony show. Yeah. So, or at least just, I don't know if it was some support, some performative stuff. But my point being is that, and that was the discussion that we had, is that we should at least have, when an Army leader says something on digits, when the Army leader says something in public like that, there needs to be something that is some follow-up, so that way the force and the families don't get, I don't know, don't get hoodwinked. Am I going to visit? I'm going to visit occupied barracks. I've already have soldiers already hit me in my DM saying, "You want to visit this one, Sergeant Major?" Stop calling me Sergeant Major. I'm Ken. You can call me Ice or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to do a Facebook Live out of Army barracks to see how they're doing, see how they're living. Might throw them a pizza party. You know, maybe I don't know. Like I said, what are they going to do? They can't. What are they fucking? So you can't have a retired Sergeant Major show up or you can't have WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio visit barracks. Nah, guess what? I'm going to visit barracks. And all of a sudden,
can we do wagers on how long you're going to last until they kick you off the installation?
I'll be there to show up, and then I'll say, "Hey, we'll get a pizza party or something like that. We'll hang out, have some soldiers walk me through the to see how they're living. Hey, what work orders you have and all that, and then I'll punch out. You know what I mean? I won't. By the time the mechanisms of chains of commands, how they work, it's funny how they work to keep soldiers locked down. But when a soldier needs something in the barracks, they kind of like fucking wait forever. Exactly that, David. The E4 Mafia. I will be guided by E4 Mafia because they all have branches on each installation. There is chapters. There's E4 Mafia chapter presidents that have reached out to me, and that's it. That's it. I'll be walking around installations and checking out barracks, seeing how the troopers live. You know, maybe ride in a tank. I've always wanted to ride in a tank. It's been a while since I've been in a tank. It's been a while.
No. You can't ride in a tank. I need to ride in the tank.
No, it's been a minute since I've been in a tank. Last time I was in a tank was 1st Armor Division, and I was on ramp, Baghdad, back in Baghdad, and man, oof, lordy.
I've never been in a tank. I would like to do a tank.
It's fun.
A little bumpy ride, or is it kind of smooth?
Man. No, it's smooth. Well, I mean, so it was some of the stuff is that I just went along with them. You know, it was hot as hell. It was Baghdad, dude. What do you expect? Can I fit in a tank? Man, shut up, man. Shut up, Gary. I know. No. What are you talking about? Why do you think tankers need 1,500 horsepower and 70 tons to move them? They're big uns too. For what I can.
Isn't there a height requirement for being a tanker?
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm too tall to be a tanker. Is what it is. I know some tankers.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm like I said. I'm like the world's tallest Mexican, the world's shortest German.
Okay, we'll just leave that one alone.
No, I'm telling you, man. I don't know how tanky. I don't know how tankers. Tankers are huge. The tall tankers. I know tankers that are tall, and I'm like, dude, how do you like? I mean, you got to have some 8-year-olds in there crewing the tank because that's some. But anyways, turned to Bradley into a speaker truck in Iraq. Exactly that. That's what I did. I was caught. Wasn't successful. I was caught, and I know there's a PSYOP commander in there from the 345th PSYOP company. Me and him. I know. He's a little senior high ranking now. We were gonna put a loudspeaker system on an M1 Abrams, and we got caught, and so we weren't successful. G3 Sergeant Major's like, get that shit off there. What the fuck you doing? I'm like, oh damn it. Okay, whatever.
You're prepared for the Hollywood.
I wanted, yeah. I was like, how? I said, but Sergeant Major. Who shall name nameless Sergeant Major Davenport?
Hollywood's showing up in 20 minutes. We're just prepping.
Yeah, exactly what it was supposed to be. We got a presser going on. Anyways, but so I'm gonna swing by some barracks. So my whole point of the conversation is that as a senior leader, if you're putting it out there saying, yes, let's do this, or yes, let's do that, then no, not in World War II. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. A guy did get a Silver Star for putting a loudspeaker in a tank in World War II. Are we talking about what's his name? Mel Brooks? Didn't Mel Brooks do that? Or Mel Brooks was the first speaker monkey. He grabbed a loudspeaker system and was playing Jewish dancing music to the Germans on the front line and pissing off the Germans. That was freaking hilarious. That's badass. That's some king shit.
That's history right there.
Yeah. So I was talking to my public affairs friend, and I was saying it's the Army leaders have to put their name. They have to back up what they say. Also, Army leaders, they're engaging they're engaging each other, engaging the force on social media. There's got to be a change to that. There's got to be how leaders engage on social media. You're going to have to look at it and say, okay, is it engaging, interacting with the force, or is there some fucking nefarious activities happening? So that's why I was telling him about how the line of social media and leaders being active and open on social media need to kind of back up what they fucking say. I'm not talking about, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, I saw that. Let's talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Social media has been great, of course, to highlight information, or highlight issues that can be fixed that normally social media will bring to the surface, as opposed to.
So you're saying when someone says, "Yeah, let's do it," a gentleman's contract, they're not holding up to it, and they should. There
you go. That's literally it. I mean, NCO's word is his bond, or his or hers word is a bond. That's what it's supposed to be, and maybe, I take it to heart when someone says they're going to do something and then they don't do it. That's like a,
Oh, that's one of my pet peeves. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. It's just like, hey, you going to be there? You going to help me out? Yep. Okay, I'll be there. And then that doesn't happen. And then here you go, freaking damn, Patrick Smith freaking just dropping some historical things about speaker monkeys.
Is he going to be our station historian? He needs to apply for that position.
He's going to be the station historian. He is. I'm going to tell you what, Pat Smith, me and him served together. Again, this is a very psyop-filled chats tonight. He and I served together in 9th Battalion together in the same unit that Sergeant Mike Dickinson served. So, but he is, I don't know if you remember the show that I did with Task Force Dagger and how they go and find, they go to Saipan and they go and recover remains of World War II pilots and people who, that have crashed in the lagoons and stuff like that. He goes on those dives. And as a matter of fact, I need to have him come on here after I go on my break, which I'm going to tell everybody in a minute. We need to have Task Force Dagger and Pat Smith and Terry Shappert. He said he's going to come on and shoot the shit with us. Okay, so he dropped this here. So, Lieutenant Hadley disappeared a week ago or so, as Commander thought. When he reappeared, commanding officer found that Hadley had taken 5,000 German prisoners, and Hadley found that a CO had filed AWOL charges. He was assigned from 9th Army to Corps as a psychological operation or psychological warfare liaison officer. I interpreted my orders to mean I should go do as much psychological warfare as possible. I like Lieutenant Hadley already. That's awesome. Now you can't just do much at a Corps headquarters, can you? So he rigged up a tank with a loudspeaker and started Hadley's War. Whenever the rolling tanks met some resistance, he would send Hadley's tank to head the column, and his assistant, T3 Walter Freund, would start smooth talking, and almost the Germans would come out of behind buildings or in groups, or 2 or 3, surrender. In a week of his AWOL status, Hadley made more than 100 broadcasts in which he estimated only 5 did not net any prisoners. He talked whole towns into giving up, brought up the surrender of the single snipers, and the week over the 2nd Armored Division credited him with capturing over 5,000 Krauts. Can you say Krauts anymore?
That's a man of balls of steel right there.
Right? Well, that's what speaker monkeys do. That's what psychological operations soldiers do. We're bullet magnets. I kind of liked it too. I don't know. It was fun to it. There's some fun that we had on the tactical level, and of course on the regional strategic level and stuff like that. But man, just imagine. So if somebody were to tell you, "Hey, I want you to take that loudspeaker and play some music or play some shit," and by the way, they're going to shoot at your truck, would you fucking take that job?
Hell yeah, as long as I can sing lullaby songs.
Right, dude? As long as man.
Highway to Hell, because that's where they're going.
I think every 9th Psyop Battalion soldier, to include Mike Dickinson, had some good stories of shit talking and shit posting. This is back when shit posting was analog, before we had social media, of course. And yeah, dude, it's that gig. So that's what I was talking about when you are a leader and you say something. And of course, this is, hey, what's up, Steve? Thank you. Serve with Steve, and it's like a 9th Psyop Battalion. Man, all the speaker monkeys are out. I love it. Win the mind, win the day. Decisive influence. Ooh, Lord, it's getting so hot with psyopers in here. Ooh, Lordy.
You better watch it. They might be psyoping us next.
Yeah, exactly. Zip zap. Again, what I was saying though is that, and then let's just go back to the whole beginning of the show. The whole purpose of this podcast is that Vicky Dickinson and Glorygrace Dickinson have not been given the full detail or the truth, and the chains of command of First Special Forces Command and U.S. Army Special Operations Command have not been truthful as well. So let's meet. Let's fucking have another KLE or something like that. We were pretty cool with those organizations as WTF moments. I got invited to graduations and shit from the Psychological Operations Q course, and it was just like, now all of a sudden this shit happened. So more to follow.
It's just someone fucked up and a public affairs person's trying to
exactly. It's not really a public affairs thing. It's just the command should just say, yeah, we just like the email that was sent by Sergeant Major Munter, Command Sergeant Major Munter to Glorygrace Dickinson. That right there had been exercised to the entire command. It's okay to say you're fucking wrong. I don't know how many fucking times have I had it.
Did that email actually come from him or not? One of his, gatekeepers that did that email.
Well, seeing the details of the email myself that I read to the audience, it did look like it came from his email account. If that makes any sense. Because it was his email account that blasted the entire command of this proposed new.
Right. But sometimes when you're high up like that, you have your gatekeepers that
you're right.
Organize
you're
emails
right.
and send it to you so you can send out.
I'm sure Jag probably looked at the shit, but like Glorygrace said, she found it kind of ironic that literally used the same words that I had replied, because everybody knows that I replied to the entire command as well. They're still trying to figure out how I did it.
They're all puckering.
They're not puckering. They're just like zip zap. They're like, but. Yeah, there's even freaking how did you find out who? I don't want to say there's a witch hunt, but I'm pretty sure there's people asking or soldiers being asked, hey, how did WTF Moments get this freaking email?
Oh, that's easy to get emails. It doesn't matter what organization.
It doesn't matter. I just like to say
that's easy.
Well, I mean, how do you know? I'm not going to reveal sources, techniques, and procedures on how WTF Moments. And also, I would be violating WTF Moments policy to reveal sources on how I received it. That's why you notice I was asking Glorygrace her permission to talk about some of this. Because I didn't want the information to be fucking, and I read it verbatim. And she allowed me to read that email. So there you go. But again, I'm not going to stop. Nope.
You did the right thing. You got permission from one of the parties, and that's all that matters. But,
so.
Yeah. All it takes is 5 seconds, and you can have someone's email.
Dude, it's not the thing. It's all it takes is 5 seconds to do a letterhead and say, hey, we're sorry. We fucked up. Hey, there was a misunderstanding. Whatever political fluffing of fluff you could say to fluff this out of excellence. And then there you go. All you have to do is provide that information and say, here, as a command, we apologize, yada, yada, yada. Because this has taken, this situation has taken executive level. So there you go.
She should get an apology from the secretary. Or she should go all the way up to that person and get an apology.
I would say, well, she said until she gets it from First Special Forces Command, that's all she wants. Publicly. She just wants a public apology. From the command, from the command. Like I said, I've seen Hispanic Heritage Month, statements go out better than what's happening right now. So until then,
or other months on different subjects.
Yeah, exactly. Never Latinx.
That's bullshit.
So, anyway. Yeah, the two most powerful two most powerful words in English language are "I'm sorry." I would say the most powerful / difficult words to say. If you guys don't know, you guys are talking about who's Pat Smith. So we went to a Mac's speed shop. Me and Pat. Matter of fact, let me pull up a picture of me and Pat and all this stuff too, because it was pretty cool. Went out. And
why are you doing that? What Patrick's saying there, the two most powerful words is "I'm sorry." I kind of have to disagree with him.
Why is that?
Because anybody can say sorry, but it takes more of a man or someone with more dignity to say, yes, I fucked up. Those words to me are bigger than saying I'm sorry.
I can see that.
Because it takes more to say I fucked up.
Well, I mean, publicly, right? Publicly.
Right.
So I got a picture. So I did a meet and greet at Mac's Speed Shop in Fayetteville / pseudo biker bar or whatever. It was good shit. And that was when we had Rick Murillo, Range Rick, and searching for POWs and MIAs and stuff like that. So while we were out hanging out, this is a picture of me, Rick, and Pat. Pat's the guy in the middle, and that was a good time. It was a good time, and it was a great meet and greet with WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. So that's what started the ball with Ranger Rick. It was a good time. That was great. I have that come up on my memories just coincidentally as Pat is all over the comments. So that's pretty cool.
You're saying Facebook AI is listening?
I'm not saying the Facebook AI. I'm not saying it's the aliens or Facebook AI, but it's the Facebook AI.
Oh, let's not talk about aliens now. You really want to go there now?
Yeah, Steve's got a good point too, though, man. More importantly, are the ones actions after the sorry. So if you say sorry and you commit to actions, that's what we're looking for. Glorygrace did bring up a good point that she saw all the emails, all the plans and stuff like that for the SF Memorial Wall, but saw nothing proposed for the relocation and an improved facility. This all can be fixed. That's what we're saying. This all can be fixed. But all right. So since this was a quasi Sergeant's Time / Monday edition / quasi / show.
This wasn't Sergeant's Time at all. This is just
news?
A truly pure Monday. Yeah.
This is true
nothing.
News discussion and commentary. Okay, just double checking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a whole different level than Sergeant's Time, in my opinion.
All right.
This suits a Monday very well.
Okay, this is a perfect Monday. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. What other news we have going on? Oh, since this is the Monday edition, the Queen.
So, did you get any flights lately?
Queen Elizabeth II was buried today, or being buried today. I think she was buried this morning. I'll be honest with you.
It's been 9 days.
Yes, I'm just telling you. My biggest thing is that if you guys are not paying attention to the news, Puerto Rico just got all their power fucking knocked out with the hurricane that's currently happening, and I think that's. I mean, no offense, we paid respects to an ally. Hubba 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 yada yada yada. There you go. Thank you so much. But I think it's time to hey, look, let's see what we're doing for Puerto Rico. The last time I checked, they're Americans, and so we need to double check. But yeah, I know, Heather, we're not about this barracks bullshit either. But you got to remember, I gotta get some time to go to Benning. So like I said, once I start doing, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like a graphic and just post all those station installations that I've visited and stuff like that. So and I want to make it to where it's sporadic, so that way you don't know if I'm East Coast, West Coast, Heartland, Midwest. But
or do it 2 or 3 weeks when you're done. You never know.
Yeah, never. Oh yeah, or yeah, just post videos, just show up and then all that, and there you go. So. Yeah, so
it's not even just you. A lot of us are always on the installations.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know where we could be.
You never know. We're at the WTF Nation. So walking town hall Wednesday here at Fort Benning. Well, make sure you take pictures. Make sure you take real pictures. Let's see what's up. And we'll check it out. Like I said, it might be a pretty good event to see how the soldiers are living. Matter of fact, I've been invited to several DFACs too. I know Command Sergeant Major Jason Towns, a Ranger buddy, friend of mine, a soft friend of mine. he invited me out to the Tribe Cafe, brag, and holy shit, it was freaking delicious. So I might just eat with the Joes. Spend a day with ice.
Really?
A day, yeah, dude. It was the most.
Army had a good defect.
Bro, this defect, one of the best defects I've ever had.
Did you see a unicorn too?
No. I saw pigs fly. You know, that's what I'm saying, brother. It's just like, oh man, it was so the soldiers deserve that shit. And everyone's freaking out because it's Monday Night Football right now, and they're throwing everyone. I get my DMs filled with scores and shit, and I'm just pissed off that my Raiders fucking lost. They blew a 20-point freaking lead against the Cardinals. What the hell's up with that?
And Dallas should have lost again, but they won.
Yeah, well, you know, Dallas being Dallas. All of a sudden now, Dallas, them boys and stuff like them boys, Dallas and them boys.
They'll never make it though.
You don't think they'll make it?
I'm calling it now. They're not.
You don't think they'll make it at all, huh? I don't know, man. I think they will. Let me see what I got going on. What do I normally do on Mondays aside from ranting and raving, and then talking about? Oh, we had some. We have some Ukraine updates. Got to go on the Kyiv Independent. Normally we go about 6 hours out. That's right, just on. What BS, man? It's bullshit. Raider Nation, 20-point loss, man. Is that what makes me mad about the Raiders? They have so much momentum. They have.
They did a 20-point loss.
Dude, they were rocking it. They were kicking the first half. Then all of a sudden, Matt Damon. That was it. No, we're not, Gary. The Dallas ping pong team? No, we're not talking about that. So let's see. I'm just trying to go back because there's a lot that has happened in the last 2 hours with the Kyiv Independent as opposed to 6 hours. So I was like, holy shit. So right now, Russian forces have given up or have left behind the most advanced battle tank on the planet, the T-90. They left the most baller tank, well, according to Ivan. According to everyone said, hey, it's supposed to be this. They left this thing intact. Not only did they leave it intact, but all of its systems were working. There was no like wires pulled or equipment, self-destruction. None of that was happening. So, yeah. Screw you, Ivan. Can we stop sending money there? Like, can we stop wearing masks? I'm on the fence about that shit, man. I'm. This is the closest thing to fucking fighting Ivan without fighting Ivan. That we would rather have had. We had just had 20 years of Infinity War, and so I think we're kind of war-weary. I'd rather have some money being sent over to Ukraine. And then give them some of our equipment that we weren't using anyways. Come to find out that artillery really is worth something.
No, you don't say.
Dumb brother say, bro, those HIMARS rockets and those freaking javelins, man. I don't even know if armor's relevant anymore. I don't know. Everyone shit talks about freaking tanks and talk about airborne. When was the last time airborne? I'll tell you what. I was gonna say. I get a bunch of shit from the fans and some of my friends about, when was the last time you guys did a combat jump? Did you know the last combat jump was conducted by PSYOP?
What year was that?
PSYOP has more combat jumps. 9th Psy Battalion has more combat jumps than the entire 82nd Airborne Division. How about that? They're able to. I'm gonna stir. I wanna stir the pot. Panama? No, we didn't jump in World War II. My bad. Did we have more mustard stains than? I don't know. I'm just bullshit. I better retract my statement before fucking. Before I get fucking. What did 9th Battalion jump then? I don't know when was the last time I saw the 101st do a fucking massive air assault without taking credit for it, after 9th Psy Battalion seized Mosul seized Mosul Airport along with Task Force Viking, just sort of north, 10 Special Forces Group. We were there first. Kind of saw your aircraft flying in there, buds. I didn't see no fast ropes or ropes hanging out of the aircraft. Sitting there smoking a couple cigarettes, watching this shit happen. I'm just clowning everybody today. Are you here? You furiously typing? Are you actually researching Night Side Battalion? What they've done? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Just getting updates on other news,
Oh,
but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, I saw some images on social media of the atrocities that Ivan has conducted to the citizens of Ukraine. I'm gonna tell you what. Kind of fucking like, dude. I'm kind of like. Did you know the 11th Airborne Division? The 11th Airborne Division. They did a combat jump with the Rakkasans. Anyways, but the atrocities that I saw on the timeline, disgusting. So every time I see the timeline and I see dead Ukrainians and I see how they were butchered by Russian forces, I kind of don't give a fuck about how much equipment we're giving them. I don't. Had somebody going back and forth and they calling Ukrainians Nazis, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. If you're buying into that fucking hype, yeah. Pat Smith brings up a good point. Panama, Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam with some of the MACV-SOG teams. Believe it or not, they were not all SF. There's a lot of psyopers. A lot of psyopers in there. A lot of psyopage. I wonder how. Rod Serling was the 11th Airborne Division. That's correct. He used the Twilight Zone to talk about his PTSD. Paratroopers could be wearing exoskeletons to reduce the dangers of jumping. No. We're going to be wearing Mandalorian armor. What are you talking about? We're going to have jetpacks. So here's the thing. So I had somebody coming at me saying that, Ukrainians, a bunch of Nazis and all this other stuff. And I had to have been arguing with a Russian bot or somebody who's not even fucking around. But I don't simp for Ivan. I don't simp for, fuck Putin. Every time we were on air, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio is banned, and Facebook sends us warnings because Ivan tries to ban us, and to include China and Cuba. 77 territories that are unfavorable to us saying our shit, and that's who they don't like us saying our stuff. But anyways, I saw some atrocities on social media. And if you really think that you're saying, hey, we shouldn't be helping out Ukraine, then you're fucked up. Part of the heart of being in America, we've always been giving like that. I mean, just remember back in the 80s how fucking happy and go lucky we were providing, USA for Africa for food and shit like that.
Right.
Speaking of which, as of 4 hours ago, the Ukraine is going to provide Ethiopia, Somalia with 50 metric tons of free wheat. Ukraine's cabinet minister said that it will reimburse Ethiopia and Somalia for $420 million worth of wheat. So even in war, the Ukrainians are providing as well and contributing. So all the naysayers and everybody who's saying, oh well, yeah. I'll be honest with you, the Ukrainians are kicking their fucking ass too. I don't want to release any premature information about what's going on because I don't want nobody to get mad about whatever or get Ivan pissed off. But you guys are gonna fucking lose, Ivan. You guys are getting desperate. When you start killing civilians on your way out because you're getting your ass stomped by the Ukrainian forces, yeah. As of an hour ago, Ukrainian IT army hacks website of Russian-controlled mercenary Wagner Group. The Wagner Group are the Russian version of Blackwater. And these guys are straight fucking monsters. And in a quote saying the digital transformation minister, Mikhail Fedorov, said, "We have all personal data of mercenaries. Every executioner, murderer, and rapist will be severely punished." Dave, I think Crimea is going to fall. I think
really?
I'm saying I think Crimea is going to fucking fall. Is going to be taken back by that's just me. Ukrainian Air Force destroys Russian Su-25 attack jet, 5 Russian drones on September 19th. Ukrainian Air Force said the Ukrainian anti-air defenses destroyed 1 Russian Su-25 aircraft, which is their version of a close support aircraft. Almost, it's like the goofy version. It's like a Matt Damon version of a A-10 Warthog. That's what an Su-25 looks like. 1KH-50, that's that super alligator shark helicopter that's got the counter-rotating center blades. They're destroyed as well. Right-wing alternative for Germany party visits Russia in eastern Ukraine. The party said the purpose is to eastern Ukraine was to help form their own impression of the humanitarian situation. Ukraine's ambassador to Germany said the deputy's trip to the temporarily occupied territory is support for Russia's war and extermination and a criminal offense. So now we have German right party individuals visiting Ivan. Man, I never thought this would ever happen as the world turns. So, what's the other? Ivan's doctrine also allows the use of battlefield nukes. Yes. Thanks, Quinn. You're right. There's all this talk and fear that Ivan's going to fucking launch a tactical nuke. Which, in our doctrine, if you launch a tactical nuke, I don't know. See, that's the thing. Are they NATO? Are they not part of NATO? This is a discussion that's awesome. They want to join NATO. They're part of the EU. They're going to be part of the EU. There's all these talk of nuke. What would happen if Ivan were to set a nuke off in Ukraine? What would we do? Would we just sit there and just say, Would we say that?
Wouldn't that violate a lot of international laws and responses?
Right.
No matter if it's part of NATO or not.
Right. I think he won't. I don't think he'll nuke. Which goes back to the point of, why were we even scared of Ivan to begin with? They must have had some good propaganda to lie to our intel. I don't know, maybe or maybe our intel community was not that fucking good. What happened if Ivan set up shop in Canada or Mexico? Same thing. Will we nuke Mexico or will we nuke Canada? I don't know. We had Germany fucking try some bullshit in Mexico.
Well, that was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, well, World War I, but shit like that. World War II, so Germany trying some bullshit. Und yeah, we will try something. We want to see what it's like over here in the Ukraine, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, again, I'm not going to simp for Ivan. You're never going to put me in a corner to where I'm going to say I should support Russia or I should support Putin. You're never going to get that shit out of my mouth. Fuck Ivan. Fuck Putin. Sorry. It's not going to happen. So, in today's Hispanic Heritage Month news, I'm not seeing too much Latinx going on. I haven't had it thrown at me too much. I think it's kind of funny that everyone's jumping on the Latinx stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's like everyone's saying, hey, hang on for a sec. Hey, man, let me call you back. I'm on air. It was my brother. So I might as well just say it now. I'm going to be taking some time off. I'll be taking. This is my last podcast until 1 October. And then I'll be back the following Monday. That Monday after 1 October, I'll be taking a break. To take care of some family events, and I want to make sure that that everybody knows that's what's happening. And so I will be. Myself and Baby Ice will be out. We'll be out traveling. Why aren't we talking about the recent death and cover up of a soldier in Germany? Because we haven't hit that point yet, Judy. We're still doing our Ukraine update. We are going to talk about that. So I'm going to be out. Be out for a week and a half. So tonight will be my last broadcast. And also, I got some new tech that freaking CQ told me to get, so we can broadcast better from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence and improve our networks. So I'm just doing what I'm told. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I haven't heard much about that Latinx stuff. Yeah, well, fuck it, Judy. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it right now. So there was a post. The Army Times picked up the story about a soldier who in Wiesbaden, Lucius Clay Concern, which I'm surprised they named it Lucius Clay Concern, because everyone was like making a big deal about bases being named, Anyways, I'm not going to get in that debate. But there's a soldier that was assaulted from members of her own unit, and then it is too much already, Judy. No lie, man, no lie. Family airs new video. Alleges foul play after soldier dies overseas. PFC Denisha Montgomery. Now here's the thing that really fucking set me off about the whole thing too, is that this troop did like a FaceTime phone call with her family, and said, "Hey, this is the shit that's going on. This is what's going on with me." And then sometime after she made that video phone call with her family, she was found dead in the barracks.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Again, I don't know what is it with our women in the military that get fucked with all the time. There has been some cases to where this is exactly what Vanessa Guillen went through, getting harassed and getting it. This is like a straight lead up to the same shit. If you're not, I don't know, man. I will be honest with you. If my daughter were to say, "Dad, I want to join the Army," I would say no. This right here should not happen to our young men and women in the military. This should not happen to our young women, I should say.
Period.
It
doesn't matter if you're in the military or not,
Right.
but it's more fucked up if you're in the military.
Right, exactly.
Pardon my French, but
no, it's
supposed
okay.
to be looking out for each other,
Oh, yeah.
covering each
Oh,
other's
yeah.
six and shit. That's
Yeah,
what the training's about.
So,
I'm sorry, man. I could go
you're
around.
good. No, it's like she was like, dude, she sent a video to her parents showing her bruises and saying that she was assaulted by other U.S. troops. Her name's Denisha Montgomery, and it was like 9 August that death was announced in a press release from U.S. Army Europe. A 27-year-old mother was pronounced dead at the scene, and her family was told by Army officials that the cause of death believed to be suicide by suffocation. Now, the Army spokeswoman, Cynthia O. Smith, told the Army Times that while we have yet to final determination of the cause of the manner of death, we can say there are no signs of foul play. We extend our heartfelt condolences to Special Montgomery's family and will provide them a comprehensive update once the investigation is complete. Dude, the shit that killed me the most, the word on her video while she was crying to her family was that she said, "Mom, this is all I wanted to do." And she held up her fucking vest with her name, with her MP thing on there. And it says, "This is all I wanted to do." All she wanted to do was soldier, man. She just said, "I just want to come home. Look what they did to me." And then she showed her family bruises. This is what they did. So again, I'm just...
Yeah. That's fucked up.
So the details of it, she's like, Montgomery had gone to a water park with 4 of her fellow soldiers, and she had been drinking, and in the car ride back, they turned on her. Quote, "I kept telling them I can't breathe, and I was gasping for air. I'd never been so scared in my life. I legit thought I was going to die in that car." Montgomery's family reported the incident to the Red Cross, according to News Nation, while Montgomery promised to make a report to the Army's CID. Her quote, "I can't be here anymore. I don't trust them. I don't trust my leadership. I don't want to be here with none of them no more." But a text message her family says she sent the following day to her uncle shows that she had a conversation with CID, and it did not go well. "They told me if I report the assault, I'll be charged too because I mushed the female and bit the male that was choking me." She was found dead in her barracks 21 days later. Get the fuck out of here, man.
How many days later?
Right. Suffocated by suicide. I can't suffocate myself for shit. I mean, your own body's human, natural. You can't choke yourself. You can't. Your body won't let yourself do it. You know what I mean? Her unit should have just immediately. I'm gonna tell you what. They should have fucking pulled fucking her from the unit, reassigned her somewhere else, pre-trial confined all those motherfuckers that did it. And that's it.
I'm just speechless.
Dude, I know, man. It's been a fucking Monday for reporting, isn't it? Mold in the barracks. Gold Star families being mistreated or being misinformed.
It's just...
No statement, of course. Oh, well, I guess it's foul play. I don't know what's going on.
Isn't that normal? No statement? No statement?
We're losing control of our fucking army, dude. Hang on, my mother computer's going off with notifications now. It's going nuts. There we go. The saddest shit that our women soldiers, that this is what they got to face. But hey, man, we got to make sure everybody hits NTC or JRTC or whatever exercise they got to go to. But, anywho, so yeah, it's no, I'm not gonna have it. Dad, can I join? No, I'm just gonna say it just like that. No. For some reason,
I've already had that talk.
Yeah.
I told my kids if they want to, they can, but just remember, look at your dad and see how you turned out.
But I don't understand. Again, going back with our talking to my PO friend, what's wrong with the Army? Just wanted to say, hey, look, we are aware of what's happening. Here's what we're doing. We're slamming these motherfuckers, or whatever, or saying or doing something. Soldier's been removed from the situation. She won't be around here, and this is what's going on now. It's almost like they don't want to. It's like our storytelling in our public affairs realm has turned inward. Exactly that, Judy. The Army hides. It's like they don't want. It's going to make us look bad. I don't know, man. I don't want to sound like back at brag. I don't want to sound like I'm an old guy, but the Army had no problem back in the day busting people out.
No, they didn't. They turned into almost like the PR for the
like,
VA.
Well, not only that. Well, that they're more like, hey, look, it would be an indication that yes, we have good order and discipline, and this is what we're doing to enforce the standard. And here's what we're doing. So and so, she was assaulted, and these are the guys that are pre-trial. Man, they got Charlie's Chicken Farm right down the fucking road in Mannheim. Yeah, I got parents all up in the freaking chats right now saying the same thing. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has ordered a review of U.S. PSYOPs on social media. Some more breaking news in the PSYOP realm. Just keeping the WTF Nation busy, aren't you?
They're more... They need to get their priorities straight. I'm sorry.
Now, Judy's got another good point. The Army is the only place that has rules and regulations on how not to touch somebody inappropriately. Someone didn't raise them fucking sons right is what it is. Oh, The Verge has got an article. Yeah, I think we'll post that. There you go. So, again, I think the Army needs to do like a stand down. Just like the situation at Hood with Vanessa Guillen. Fucking really? More heads need to roll. Do it. What do we have to do? I mean, like I said before, the Navy relieves people for bumping into other boats. They relieve people like crazy in the Air Force. But the Army, holy shit! We find out years later about something happening. Unreal. So, again, I want to be out for a minute. still going to have the rest of the shows coming out. You might see me pop on or do a real quick live broadcast on, out and about doing stuff. So, and again, I think everything we got, all the shows going on. Nothing's changed. Judy says that when reads a comment from other people at the same unit, they were speaking in these comments. Unit was toxic as hell. Unit was toxic when he went through and was sexually assaulted. Just like the guy who motorboated that soldier when she was promoted, and he motorboated her chest. So, yeah, exactly. Or you just let the dads go, show up, and throw hands, beat the fuck out some people. Sorry, that's just me. He was just forced to retire. Man, Judy, you read our chats too? Yeah, he was just forced to retire. Forced to retire. He's retired. No jail time, man. So, do you think we stirred up enough shit for tonight? We got a show every. Well, like I said, I'm going to be out for the net. So this Sergeant's Time and the next Monday edition and Sergeant's Time, I will not be broadcasting, but you will see me out and about. Like I said, I got some family stuff I need to take care of, and you'll see some videos and posts and all that. And look at the Sergeant Major fucking, at JBLM. Yeah, forced to retire after sexual assault. Exactly. There's no punishment there. No punishment there. But hey, remember, it's bad press. It's what's making the Army have recruiting rows. By the way, get food stamps. So Tuesday's pop culture. I was messing with the team because the guest for Pop Culture Warrior backed out for a dental appointment. The guest has a dental appointment, so I always like you Joes and your dental appointments. So Pop Culture Warrior is on Tuesday, no Sergeant's Time, Friday Night Freedom, and then the following week is Pop Culture Warrior, no Monday edition, no Sergeant's Time. I'll be out the net, and then I will, of course, be poking around and all that. I want to shout out and appreciate Glorygrace Dickinson for able to come on and tell the story, her side of the story of the memorial debacle with 1st Special Forces Command. And again, I'm just yeah.
Yeah, I gotta leave that one alone.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just speechless.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So again, share, like, and follow. We're on a bunch of platforms. I know people like to shit talk and say, "Oh, you're only on this," but we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different platforms. So make up your mind. What do you want to listen to? You want to listen to us on WTF Nation Radio on the Twitters? You can see us on Twitter because now we're in that space. WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page, WTF Nation Radio's YouTube page, and Twitch. You're welcome, Judy. You're welcome. And I'm like I said, I'm going to post a picture, and this is going to be up until the end of the show. Hey, Shipwreck, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
This last image I'm going to show you is the last photo that Mike Dickinson and Glorygrace Dickinson took together before he deployed to Iraq and was killed shortly after. So, you guys have a good night, and I'll be seeing you in and around the chats. So, love y'all. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.